Hello everyone, welcome to Success Education. Today we'll be doing the workbook solution for science for standard 10, chapter number 6, that is life processes. Before that, if you have not subscribed my channel till now, please do subscribe it for more videos. So we'll be starting with section A. First answer is xylem, second one is small intestine, third one is pyruvate, fourth one is Bowman's capsule, fifth one is guard cells, sixth one is diaphragm, seventh answer is anal sphincter. Eighth one is false. Ninth and 10th are true. 11th and 12th are false. 13th answer is B. 14th one is A. 15th one is D. 16th one is option number C. 17th answer is option number A. 18th one is D. 19th answer is option B. 20th one and 21st one are the match the following. So you can see the answer and complete it in your workbook. 22nd answer is ethanol and carbon dioxide. 23rd is absorption of light energy. 24th answer is complex substances are broken down into simpler ones. 25th is the process of breakdown of large fat globule into smaller globules by bile salts in small intestine is called emulsification. 26th is the location is inner lining of the small intestine and the position is and the function is increase the surface area for absorption of digested food. Next answer is in the lungs, respiratory bronchioles terminate in balloon like structures are called alveoli. Next one is through the pores present in the wall of capillaries, some amount of plasma, proteins and blood cells escape into intercellular spaces in the tissues. This is how lymph is formed. Next one is sucrose, amino acid and other substances are transported through phloem. Next one is initial filtrate has glucose, amino acids, salts and a major amount of water. Next one is waste products such as raisins and gums are stored in old xylem. Next question is explain the term transpiration. The loss of water in the form of vapor from the aerial parts of the plant is known as transpiration. Next answer is lime water turns milky. Next one is urea and uric acid. Next is the equation for photosynthesis process, which you can see and complete it. Then the full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Next answer is sphygmomanometer. Next one is rings of cartilage. Next answer is except fishes, in other vertebrates, blood goes through the heart twice during each cycle. This is known as double circulation of blood. Next answer for secretory organ A is liver. Storage site B is gallbladder. Now 41st answer is carbon dioxide and lactic acid. 42nd one for the X, Y and Z, the diagram, you can see the answers and write it. 43 answer is name of X is ureter and function of X is transport of urine. Name of Y is urinary bladder and function of Y is storage of urine. 44th answer, you can see the answer and write it. And 45th one also the answer is third option, you can see the answer. Now we'll continue with section B. Answer the following questions in short. First one, compare the functioning of alveoli in the lungs and nephrons in the kidneys with respect to their structure and function. So in alveoli has balloon-like structure in lungs at the terminal region of bronchioles, and nephron is a long coiled tubular structure which begins with a cup-shaped end. Function of alveoli, it provides a surface where the exchange of gases can take place, and function of nephron is it is a basic filtration unit in the kidneys. Second question, give scientific reason. Respiration is important to keep the organism in living state. The living cells of the body need energy for performing various vital functions. The energy is obtained by the biological oxidation of organic nutrients in the cell. The process of breakdown of food sources for cellular needs, either using oxygen or without oxygen, is called respiration. The energy so released is for continuation of various functions and thereby maintaining the living state of the organism. Thus, respiration is essential for life. Third question, give the name of important process for autotrophic nutrition. State the events occur during this process. Photosynthesis is an important process for autotrophic nutrition. The following events occur in photosynthesis. First one is absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Second one, conversion of light energy into chemical energy and splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. Third is reduction of carbon dioxide in carbohydrates, that is glucose. Fourth question, the answer is amoeba is a unicellular animal having pseudopodia. It takes in food using temporary finger-like extensions, that is pseudopodia, of the cell surface which fuse for the food particle, forming a food vacuole. Inside the food vacuole, complex substances are broken down into simpler ones, which then diffuses into cytoplasm. The next question is distinguish between artery and vein. So the blood vessel that carry blood from the heart to different organs is called artery. The blood vessel that carries blood from any organ towards the heart is called a vein. In artery, the blood flows under high pressure. In vein, the blood flows under somewhat low pressure. Arteries carry oxygenated blood, that is exception is pulmonary artery. Veins carry deoxygenated blood, exception is pulmonary vein. The sixth question is explain conduction of water by transpiration pull. The loss of water in the form of vapor from the aerial parts of the plant is known as transpiration. The water which is lost through the stomata is replaced by water from the xylem vessels in the leaf. Evaporation of water molecules from the cells of a leaf creates a suction which pulls water from the xylem cells of roots. During the day when the stomata are open, the transpiration pull becomes the major driving force in the movement of water in the xylem. At night, effect of root pressure is necessary for the upward flow of water. Thus, transpiration helps in absorption and upward movement of water and minerals dissolved in it from roots to the leaves. Seventh one, state the name and function of any four organs of human digestive system. Organs of human digestive system are: first one, mouth. Saliva mixes with the food and teeth helps in crushing the food in the mouth. Second one is stomach. It digests the protein from the food with the help of hydrochloric released by gastric glands. Third one is small intestine. It completes the digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fat. Fourth one is large intestine. It absorbs water and electrolytes, produce and absorbs vitamins, forms and propels feces. Next question is state the name and function of any four organs of human respiratory system. Organs of human respiratory system are: first one, nostrils. Air is taken into the body through the nostrils. Second is nasal passage. The air passing through the nostrils is filtered by fine hairs that line the passage. Third one is throat organs. Pharynx, larynx and trachea form continuous tubular passage. Through it, air passes. Fourth is lungs. Exchange of gases takes place in the alveoli of lungs. Ninth one is, what are the differences between the transport of materials in xylem and phloem? So, in xylem, water and minerals are transported. and in phloem, food, especially carbohydrate, sucrose, is translocated. Transpiration pull becomes the major driving force for transport in xylem. Osmotic pressure is responsible for translocation in phloem. Vessels and tracheids are involved in transport in xylem. Sieve tube and companion cells are involved in translocation in phloem. 10th one. Your grandmother often complained about acidity. Excessive secretion of which substance is responsible for this? State the functions of such substance under normal secretion. Acidity is caused due to excessive secretion of hydrochloric acid in stomach. Gastric glands release hydrochloric acid that creates an acidic medium which facilitates the action of the enzyme pepsin under normal secretion. 11th one is give the following information regarding the excretion in plants. So you can see the questions that is from 1 to 4 of question number 11 and write in your schematic representation of which path of animal transport is given in the diagram, and you need to write that how is that transport path useful to them. So the answer is schematic representation of transport path of mammals is given in the diagram. This is useful in mammals as they have high energy needs for to maintain their body temperature. 13th one is distinguish between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Oxygen is used in aerobic respiration process. Oxygen is not used in anaerobic respiration process. At the end of aerobic respiration process, carbon dioxide and water are produced. At the end of anaerobic respiration process, in medium of plant origin, ethanol and carbon dioxide are produced, and in medium of animal origin, only lactic acid is produced. Now we'll continue with section C. Answer the following questions in short. First one, how is nitrogenous waste containing liquid form in human? The purpose of making urine is to filter out waste products from blood. Nitrogenous waste such as urea, uric acid, etc. are removed from blood in the kidneys. Urine is produced by filtration units, that is nephrons, and some substances in the initial filtrate such as glucose, amino acids, salts and a major amount of water are selectively reabsorbed as the urine flows along the coiled tube. The amount of water reabsorbed depends on the amount of water present in the body and amount of dissolved waste which is to be excreted. Thus, urine is formed in both kidneys. Second one is food enters in small intestine from stomach. State the effect of various digestive juices on it. Effects of digestive juices is first one, bile juice. The food coming from stomach is acidic and bile makes it alkaline for the pancreatic enzymes to act. Second one is pancreatic juice. The pancreas secretes pancreatic juice which contains enzymes like trypsin for digestion of proteins, pancreatic amylase for carbohydrates and lipase for breaking down emulsified fats. Third is intestinal juice. The wall of small intestine contain glands which secrete intestinal juice. The enzymes present in it finally convert the proteins to amino acids, complex carbohydrates into glucose, and fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Third question is, which experiment shown in the diagram? Write the procedure of this experiment. So, the experiment is carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis, and the procedure is take two potted plants, place them in dark for 3 days. This will destarch them. After 3 days, place each of the pots on a smooth glass plate. Label the pots as A and B. Keep a small watch glass or petri dish containing pellets of potassium hydroxide on the glass plate near pot A. Cover the plant under two separate glass jars. Apply Vaseline on the bottom in order to make the jars airtight. Expose the plants to sunlight for about 2 to 3 hours. Examine the presence of starch in the leaves. Fourth question is, Write short note on heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition is shown in non-chlorophyllous organisms. Complex nutrients prepared by other organisms are used by heterotrophs. This form of nutrition differs depending on the type and availability of food material as well as how it is obtained by the organisms. There is a range of strategies by which the food is taken in and used by the organisms. The materials can be taken in and broken down depending on the body design and functioning. Some other organisms derive nutrition from plants or animals without killing them. This parasitic nutritive strategy is used by a wide variety of organisms, example Cascata, tick lice, leech, tapeworms, etc. Fifth one, study the following situation, and according to the situation you need to draw a chart to show pathway of cellular respiration in above three cases. State the significance of ATP synthesis and breakdown of ATP. So you can see the chart and the answer is the energy released during cellular respiration is immediately used to synthesize ATP molecule from ADP and inorganic phosphate. It is essential for the contraction of muscles, protein synthesis, conduction of nerve impulse and many other activities. Now we'll continue with section D. Answer the following questions in detail. First one is explain the structure of gaseous exchange of and mechanism of breathing in human. When we breathe in, we lift our ribs and flatten our diaphragm. As a result, the chest cavity becomes larger. Because of this, air is sucked into the lungs and fills the expanded alveoli. The alveoli provide a surface for exchange of gases. The blood brings carbon dioxide from the rest of the body, released into the alveoli, and the oxygen in the alveolar air is taken up by blood in the alveolar blood vessels. Now diaphragm is pulled up and ribs move down. As a result, the chest cavity becomes smaller. Because of this, air is expelled from lungs into the atmosphere. During the breathing cycle, when air is taken in and let out, the lungs always contain a residual volume of air, so that there is sufficient time for oxygen to be absorbed and for the carbon dioxide to be released. Second one is draw label diagram showing internal structure of human heart and explain the circulation in it. Heart has two upper receiving chambers called atria. It has two lower chambers called ventricles which can push blood out of the heart. And now you can see the diagram which is given. And in left chambers, oxygen-rich blood from the lungs comes to the thin-walled upper left chamber of the heart, that is left atrium, through pulmonary veins. The left atrium relaxes when it is collecting this blood. Now left atrium contracts while left ventricle relaxes, so that the blood is transferred to left ventricle. When the muscular left ventricle contracts, the blood is pumped through aorta and supplied to the whole body. In right chambers, deoxygenated blood comes from the body to the upper right chamber, that is right atrium, as it relaxes. As the right atrium contracts, the corresponding lower chamber, the right ventricle, dilates. This transfers deoxygenated blood to the right ventricle, which in turn pumps it through pulmonary artery to the lungs for oxygenation. And here we come to the end of chapter number 6, that is life processes. I hope you have understood the complete chapter. If you have any doubts, you can write in the comment section. I'll surely try to answer all the questions. Thank you for watching my video and do subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.